Hi guys, good evening everyone. Welcome to another session of Ask Me Anything, wherein I will be taking doubts of both enrolled and students who are preparing on their own. And the objective of this weekly session is to make sure that we are constantly in touch with each other. I'm able to motivate you regularly so that you don't fall out of regularity and consistency that's so important for all of you, and so that I can answer whatever your queries might be. That is the ultimate objective, of course. So I will be starting with some queries that I have received over the form that was circulated among all the enrolled students. And once those queries are done, I'm very very certain कि जहाँ पे जो queries हैं उनमें से majority queries resolve हो जाएंगी. And whatever query is not resolved by then, you are most welcome to put in those queries as well here. Okay. Before starting, congratulations to all the aspirants of RBI who have got through this year. The results have been declared today in the evening. अभी 1 घंटे 1.5 घंटे पहले ही results आए हैं. So congratulations to all those selected students. My heart specially goes out to the ones who are not selected, because honestly, I am telling this very very honestly without any objective in mind, that all the students who gave in the interview this time, जितने भी 750-800 लोगों ने इंटरव्यू दिया है, दे आर ऑल deserving aspirants, they're all deserving students. You cannot conclude that if somebody's got through by 1 mark or 2 marks, he is more deserving than the other ones. Okay. नंबर ठीक है, कुछ समय तक दे आर हेल्पफुल इन आइडेंटिफाइंग सक्सेस और क्वांटिफाइंग सक्सेस, बट after a certain point I think it is not the only benchmark. So my heart sincerely goes out to all the aspirants who missed out this year. I know आधे आधे नंबर पे 25 पैसे पे 25.25 मार्क्स पे चार चार पाँच पाँच स्टूडेंट्स खड़े होते हैं. So it is very very demotivating for students like those who miss their final cutoff by 0.25 marks, by 0.5 marks, by 1 mark. बहुत कम होता है वो gap. And I would just request all those students not to lose heart and to keep preparing, keep doing something or the other. चाहे आप आरबीआई की तैयारी करें चाहे ना करें, don't lose hope with life, don't lose hope with your future, don't lose hope with God, and don't think that nothing is going to be all right now. Everything is going to be all right. Just keep focusing on your improvement, keep focusing on your goals, and life ultimately gives out what's best for you. So, with that, let us start with the Ask Me Anything session, where I will be taking your doubts. The first question is from Basu Saha. He's asking, I'm an enrolled student of yours for the past 6 months. I could not qualify my pre of RBI this year as I missed the quant cutoff by a whisker. I am now preparing for other bank exams, and I'm finding it extremely difficult to manage ESI and FM along with the preparation. I have tried doing various things as advised by you on previous sessions, but unfortunately, none was fruitful. I would request you to guide me one more time as I rely on your guidance. Perfect. He's asked a very relevant question. Question इतना relevant क्यों है? Why is it so relevant? Because uh, a lot of students, in fact, majority students amongst us prepare for multiple examinations. We cannot certainly rely only on one examination, so we end up preparing for multiple exams. And in the last couple of years, since COVID, fortunately, a lot of UPSC examinations have also come out, and students are writing those exams and are getting through in mass numbers. So it becomes difficult to prepare for multiple examinations at the same time. What he's saying is that he's preparing for bank exams, and simultaneously he's finding it difficult to prepare for ESI and FM. देखो, I had a small session or a small video, I would say, on Instagram, where I talked about the key points of success. And I talked about only two things: persistence and consistency. The success, the dependency of your success here is on consistency, because you're preparing for multiple exams. Your objective is not to cover everything every day. If you try to do that, you will certainly fail. You will certainly get confused. Your objective is to make a plan and then stick to it and make a realistic plan. Let's start creating a realistic plan for you. which will also be helpful for a lot of other students who are also preparing for bank examinations or any other examination simultaneously. Let's say you're preparing for bank exam and along with that you're preparing for RBI. So ESI and FM is unique. Other than that, everything is common. Current affairs for phase 2 is also unique. Phase 1 पूरा common हो गया, phase 2 पूरा unique हो गया, in short. Okay. Now when you are preparing for quant reasoning, English, and current affairs, you figure out how many days in a week do you need. Honestly, how many days in a week do you need to make sure that you're in line with your preparation and you will get through phase one of RBI, as well as you have a good chance of getting through bank exams also. Let's say 3 days in a week are enough. I think if you have been studying for 6 months, you must have covered the entire syllabus. So 3 days in a week is more than enough for you to practice quant reasoning, English, and current affairs for phase one of RBI as well as for bank exams. Now you're still left with 4 days. उसमें से आधा दिन आप निकाल लो चिल करने के लिए. 3.5 दिन हो गए हमारे पास. 3.5 days we still have, which is a lot of time. Now, in these 3.5 days, you decide how to prepare for ESI and FM. Let's say I'm still not done with FM, so my first priority is to cover the syllabus of FM, which certainly is more important than syllabus of ESI. So I pick up, let's say, management, and I spend 2 days every week on management. In the next 2 months, I will be able to certainly complete the entire management if I pick it up this way. There is one more way of doing the same thing. Instead of dividing it into days, what you do is you divide every day into two parts. That is what I do. I divide every day into two parts. Part 1 is meant for one subject, part 2 is meant for another subject. ओके तो मैं पढ़ाता हूँ यहाँ पर जितने भी RBI के एस्पिरेंट्स के लिए उनके लिए आधा दिन रखा जाता है, वॉट एवर आई एम क्रिएटिंग फॉर देम, एंड द रिमेनिंग हाफ डे इज़ फॉर UPSC एस्पिरेंट्स. तो UPSC एस्पिरेंट्स के लिए हम जो भी करवाते हैं, आई कीप हाफ डे फॉर देम. ओके. Similarly, you can also take out, it's easier for you because you don't have to teach multiple subjects at one time. You can pick up only one subject, you have to study. So what you can do is, let's say first half, I'm going to cover quant. मेरे पास फर्स्ट हाफ में लेट्स से लंच तक कितने घंटे, 4 घंटे आराम से निकाल सकते हो. मिनिमम 4 hours you can easily take out. So 4 hours, or let's say if you're working, then 2 hours in the morning or 3 hours in the morning you can take out for quant. You do that. Okay. Then you go to the office, or if you're not working, 4 घंटे 5 घंटे निकालिए, have your lunch, sleep for 30 minutes. Power naps are so important in life. Take a power nap of 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes maximum. Don't let it go past 30 minutes. Get up, have some tea or some coffee or something else, whatever you like, and then start studying again. Okay. And then you take out another 3 hours or 4 hours or 5 hours for another subject. This second half of the day can be for one subject of phase 2, for example, management. If you're working, try to get out by 6 o'clock, come back home, have your dinner, have a light dinner. टीवी मत चलाइए, नेटफ्लिक्स मत चलाइए. गेट रिड ऑफ दोज प्रॉब्लम्स. नेटफ्लिक्स का आप अपना वही ख़त्म कर दीजिए सब्सक्रिप्शन. प्राइम का सब्सक्रिप्शन बंद कर दीजिए. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन लाइफ. Okay, you have to choose between Netflix and your career. Now is the time. So what you do is come back home, have some light easy dinner, fruits वगैरह, अच्छा हल्का डिनर करिए. Do not have very heavy dinner. Take a small nap of 30 minutes or 15 minutes power nap, and then start your studies. One very important thing which I realized while I'm saying this, while I'm talking about this, is power naps. I remember when I was in school, we used to get 15 minutes in the afternoon for a power nap because I was in a military school, so everything was predefined and there was a time for everything. So the time was 2:45 to 3 p.m. power nap time. तो हम लोग 2:45 पे सारे बेड पे होते थे, everyone, and it was compulsory. If you don't want to sleep, it doesn't matter, you have to be on your bed at 2:45. And we would do it every day, and I figured कि भाई 4-5 दिन बाद it became a habit and it was so useful. After 15 minutes my body was completely refreshed and then I could play better. After that we used to have a games time of 2.5-3 hours. So this is very important. Okay, ये बहुत important है life में. And the solution here, as you are asking Basu Saha, lies in the fact that you have to be consistent and you have to make a realistic plan. The realistic plan can be one thing in the morning, one thing in the afternoon, number one, or it can be one subject or two subject for the first 3 days of your week, and then phase 2 for the next 3 days or 3.5 days of the week. Okay, इस तरह से आप कर सकते हो. That will help you a lot. Okay, I hope I've answered you the question. Anuj Shishodia is asking a question. I'm a working aspirant. That means he's working somewhere, and I'm asking about how to manage GA static part along with current affairs if I get only 3 hours daily. देखो, GA static is not a big challenge. एक Saturday और Sunday लगा दो, your GA static will be complete. It's as easy as that. Number one. I'm talking about only GA static for phase one. It is not even that, it does not have that much weight also. About 10 marks out of 80 comes from GA static. So 2 days will be more than enough. Okay. Current affairs, he gets only 3 hours every day. I remember one selected student of mine, Pallav. I took his interview in Chennai. He was posted in Chennai in SBI, and I wanted to talk to him. Lockdown was on last year, so we decided that we'll go to Chennai. We'll also see the city for the first time. And he told me that he was working in SBI, and he used to travel. I think I had said it in my last session also. He used to travel by bike, but then he decided that he was wasting more than 3 hours every day on riding because he loved to ride, and he said that. So what he did was he made that sacrifice of traveling by bus and train. उसने बोला कि मैं बस और ट्रेन से ट्रैवल करूंगा for the next 6 months or a year, and it took him almost 2 years because the first time he gave the examination he failed after the interview, but he did not give up and he tried again, and next year he cleared the examination. And he said that he used to utilize that traveling time in studying current affairs. तो 3 घंटे की जगह 6 घंटे हो गया उसका स्टडी टाइम, बिकॉज इन द मॉर्निंग 3 hours he would study or 2 hours he would study. Then while traveling he would cover the entire current affairs, and after coming back from home he would study again. तो उसका पूरा सिलेबस कवर हो जाता था, पूरा करंट अफेयर्स इन द एंटायर डे while traveling, which we normally waste. We are either using our phones to talk with friends, we are either watching Netflix, watching Prime, watching YouTube. We spend so much time on YouTube watching all kinds of shit. So that's how you use this time. So that is what I would recommend. GA static को भाई 2 दिन लगा के ख़त्म करो. 2 days are more than enough. And current affairs I would recommend because you're working, you would have that time of travel. Use that time. Okay. Work from home pe ho, then it's a different scenario. Then you can, I think, manage more than 3 hours very easily. Nikunj Sharma is asking a question. I have cracked CGL 18 and waiting for joining, but all these 3 years of process has exhausted me that I cannot prepare for RBI to my optimum level. What should one do to regain its momentum? Very, very important question. I think इसकी importance इसलिए भी बढ़ जाती है because the aspirants of RBI who could not clear the examination today, whose name was not there in the final cutoff today, this becomes relevant for them also, because they will also lose their momentum. They will also feel, in fact, I was talking to one aspirant, he was saying, sir, how should I prepare for NABARD now? I don't feel like preparing. I don't feel even like writing the examination. So it's completely understandable, but the problem is there is no clear answer to this. But there is a way out. And Nikunj, the way out is that you don't sit and study for 10 hours every day. You don't need that. आपको ज़रूरत नहीं है 10 घंटे बैठ के पढ़ने की. You cannot even do it. You will not be able to do it. One way of having fun and studying at the same time that I have figured out is to divide my day into parts. Okay. So what I do is, and what I would recommend that you also do is, figure out these are the 5 hours that I have to devote only to studies. I'm going to study only for these 5 hours. It doesn't matter if I'm able to complete what I targeted to complete today or not. I will only study in these 5 hours. I will not do anything else. And I will study only in these 5 hours. I will not study beyond these 5 hours. After that, I will work on my personal growth. Because you're already selected in CGL, you don't have to worry about a job anymore, right? So you work on your personal growth, which helps you in your RBI interview and which also refreshes you. What can it be? It can be a small course, it can be a degree course, okay? It can be a sport, it can be any art, or any kind of co-curriculars. It can be anything. You have to ask yourself, what is it that you love, and you spend your time on doing that. Okay, this way, in these 5 hours, I can assure you that you will be able to cover the entire syllabus without any efforts, without any extra efforts, without any extra mental pressure. और आपका जो ये मोमेंटम गायब हो गया है, you will get that back. That is very important. That is in fact the most important. That will bring consistency in your life, in your prep. And the problem that I see in a lot of aspirants, and that I remember I also faced, is that I was in such a strong mental pressure कि यार, even if I've gone out for a movie, I would keep thinking about my future, my examination, कि यार मैं 2 घंटे के लिए टाइम वेस्ट कर दिया, मैं घर पे पढ़ ही लेता. No, no, no. It's equally important to come out for movies. It's equally important to go out for dinners or lunch, given that you have already completed your target of studying for 5 hours. It can be 5, it can be 6, it can be 3, it can be 4, depends upon what is comfortable for you. But आपको decide करना है कि यार ये time मेरे लिए, this is only for studies. Once this time is over, then I'm going to focus on my extracurriculars. Then I'm going to focus on anything but studies. I might read the newspaper, I might read any novel, I might go out and read in a cafe, I might go out with friends. It doesn't matter what you do. Okay, but the thing is to move out of your house, out of that stressful environment of doing nothing else but only studying. That's very important. Okay, next question. Anuj Datta is asking a question. Kindly provide PDFs of the slides which are used to teach on the platform. They're already available in the course, so please don't be worried about that. अब जो भी स्लाइड्स पढ़ रहे हैं उनका PDFs विद रिस्पेक्ट टू करंट अफेयर्स इज अवेलेबल. फेज़ 1 ऑफ कोर्स स्लाइड्स नहीं दी जाएंगी, दैट इज़ वेरी ऑब्वियस, क्योंकि उसके नोट्स बनाने की भी ज़रूरत नहीं है. दैट इज़ ओनली फॉर योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. ओके, और उतना नोट्स तो आपके बनाने ही चाहिए. यू शुड बी टेकिंग आउट दैट मच टाइम. Reshmi Boro was asking a question with regard to current affairs, how to prepare for current affairs as most of the terms are new and I'm unable to relate with them. What is the most efficient way to remember? Okay, that is our first question. See, this is a problem which exists with a lot of students, how to remember current affairs and how to prepare current affairs. Let me explain to you again the strategy for current affairs for RBI examination specifically. ये नाबार्ड में भी अप्लाई करेगी. सेबी में करंट अफेयर्स नहीं पूछा जाता है इन फेज़ 2. इन फेज़ 1 ओनली करंट अफेयर्स इज आस्क्ड, सो सेबी के लिए कम एप्लीकेबल होगा. ओनली अ पार्ट ऑफ इट इज गोइंग टू बी एप्लीकेबल फॉर सेबी. लेट्स स्टार्ट विद आरबीआई. In current affairs, you have Spotlight number 1 for phase 1. You have PIB current affairs for phase 2 as well as phase 1. You have finance current affairs for phase 2 as well as phase 1. Now that the examination is difficult, you have topic wise current affairs like government schemes, like annual surveys, like union budget, like indices and forecasts. These are all topic wise current affairs. तो हमने 4 पार्ट बनाए. I'm repeating it. Spotlight number 1, PIB current affairs number 2, finance current affairs number 3, topic wise current affairs which includes government schemes, the most important. It includes annual surveys. Second, it includes indices and forecast, union budget. These are the different parts of current affairs that you need to cover. Now, how do you prepare for them? You start with the latest one. You don't start with, let's say, March or June or May. You start with the latest one. What is the latest one? September chal raha hai. August monthly would be the latest one. So you pick up August monthly and you start reading it. You can figure out a way which is most suitable for you. You can either take a printout of the monthly, or if you don't want, you can read it online also. If you want, you can make notes. If you don't want, you may not make notes. Although current affairs mein note making is not very important. Okay, let's say I would personally take a printout and study. Let's say मैंने printout लिया और मैंने उसको पढ़ना start किया. ठीक है ना, मैंने उसमें important चीज़ें mark करनी शुरू करी. Whatever I feel is important. I would make some mistakes. I would miss out on certain important things. It doesn't matter. एक बार उसको पढ़ लिया, साइड में रख दिया. Then you pick up July. Okay, जुलाई को उठा के उस तरह से सेम पढ़ा. All the 3 parts. Number 1, Spotlight. Number 2, PIB current affairs. Number 3, finance current affairs. Number 4, government schemes, number 5 annual surveys, नंबर 6 यूनियन बजट एंड इंडिसेस एंड फोरकास्ट. ये मैंने डिवीजन किया है. इनका मंथली उठा के मैंने पढ़ना शुरू कर दिया. August, July. By the time I'm done with July, September would be out. Then I pick up September. When I'm done with September, then I go back and cover June. By the time I'm done with June, October might be out. Then I pick up October. You will see that there's a lot of repetition of news. Some news is getting repeated again and again. So you will start saving a lot of time there because a lot of news is getting repeated. Okay. And then let's say you are in October month is going on, you are covering September current affairs, and then you are covering June, and you're done with both of these. October is still going on. October is not ended yet. So you pick up August again, you pick up July again, and you revise. Okay. As soon as you're done with the revision, October would have ended. As soon as October ends, you pick up October monthly. October monthly किया, then May monthly किया. Okay. जैसे ही अक्टूबर एंड मे हो गया, लेट्स से a part of November is still going on, not ended yet. You pick up September and revise. You pick up June and revise. This is one way of covering current affairs regularly, repeating the current affairs that you've already covered. तो ये एक तरीका है that you can follow, which is very very helpful. Okay, I hope it's clear. अफजल अहमद इज आस्किंग प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस. हाँ, वो अभी कवर करेंगे. देयर हैज़ बीन सम न्यूज़ एंड सम रूमर्स गोइंग ऑन अबाउट APFC examination. I think I should be mentioning it here. There are some rumors going around APFC examination, Assistant Provident Fund Commissioner examination. तो उसके अराउंड कुछ बातें चल रही हैं that it is going to come today. I read about it and I thought about it कि यार क्या क्या एग्ज़ाम इसमें आता है, what is the syllabus, etc. etc. And then I collected some information. I'm collecting more information about it. I would just like to share the screen with you guys and explain to you what exactly have I figured out, because I might forget about it later. I will have a separate live session. 1 second. Okay, this is the screen. I will have a separate live session on APFC, but I would like to bring this out. So you go to the website anujjindal.in, you click on login there, you will be taken to this another page where you click on view all. यहाँ पर आपको एक कोर्स दिखेगा, इंट्रोडक्शन टू यूपीएससी, ईपीएफओ एंड एपीएफसी, विच इज़ फ्री. यहाँ पर अभी तक मैंने आई हैव ऑलरेडी पोस्टेड past year papers of APFC 2002, 2004, 2012 and 2015. Now I will be doing analysis of these papers. Similarly, an analysis of all the examinations past year papers is going to be done very very soon. सारे एग्जाम्स जितने भी आपके इंपॉर्टेंट हैं, जो भी आने वाले हैं, उनका पास्ट ईयर पेपर एनालिसिस किया जाएगा, and that will help you guys in preparing better for the examination, for your examination. ठीक है? So some student asked, that is why I thought that I will bring it out. ठीक है? Let's move on to the next question. This is by Amit Banerjee regarding Sebi paper 2, how to grasp the contents for Sebi given all the contents in the course are not downloadable. Okay, this is a technical point. No need to bring it up here. Some of the topics have been covered in more detail now. If you can check it again, costing and accounting. हमने लास्ट ईयर बेसिक्स कवर किए थे बिकॉज वी वर एक्सपेक्टिंग कि एग्जाम बेसिक होगा. एग्जाम बेसिक था, दैट इज ट्रू, बट देयर वर सम न्यूमेरिकल्स which were more technical and which were more in depth. So keeping that in mind कि आप ये lose out ना करो opportunity once it comes again. So I wanted to cover costing and accounts in more detail and simultaneously make it downloadable as well. ठीक है? तो कॉस्टिंग जो है वो डाउनलोडेबल भी कर दिया गया है. अकाउंट्स ऑल्सो हैज़ बीन मेड डाउनलोडेबल एंड दे हैव बीन कवर्ड इन मोर डिटेल्स. अ सिमिलर थिंग इज गोइंग टू बी डन विद ऑल द अदर chapters as well. Finance is completely downloadable. Management is completely downloadable. We are left with two subjects, economics and Companies Act. Economics and Companies Act, ये दोनों भी downloadable नहीं है. I am working on covering them again, especially Companies Act. बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल में कवर करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. जिससे कि आपको ज़्यादा अच्छे से तैयारी हो सके. Simultaneously, it will be made downloadable as well. I hope that clarifies and answers your question. Mamta is asking a question confused regarding difference between the terms budget outlay, corpus, amount allocated or spent. If you open, I have already, one second, I would want to share the screen with you guys again. Let me just see if I can. One second. Although I did not understand, like, I do not know whether whatever I have figured out based upon her question is correct or not, but one second. Yes. Please let me know if I am going in the wrong direction with respect to this question. But let me just add a. Okay. I'm going to again minimize myself, take myself to the side, and bring up. Okay. As you can see here, this is the Consolidated Fund of India Revenue Account Receipts. Okay. Now, I don't know if I'm going in the right direction with this question, but this is what I felt the question is. I think she's asking about the difference between these numbers actuals, budget estimates, revised estimates, and again budget estimates. Okay. Now, what happens in the budget is this year's budget will be called as or was called as 2021-22. अभी 2021 चल रहा है 2021 is going on, but the budget which was released in February was called as the budget for the year 2021-22 because it is a budget in advance. It is for the upcoming year. That's why it is called as budget for the year 2021-22, right? When you are creating a forecast as to what is going to happen, okay, how are you going to spend money, okay, कैसे आप पैसे खर्च करोगे, what is going to happen, how are you going to manage your revenues and your expenses. That's why it is called as budget estimate. आप एक estimate लगा रहे हो, you're making an estimate कि भाई ये हम करेंगे, this is what we are going to do in the next 1 year. Okay. तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल टैक्सेस ऑन इनकम एंड एक्सपेंडिचर हमने बोला 1,09,000, sorry, 10,95,500 is going to be our annual revenue from taxes, tax on income and expenditure. ये हमारा टैक्स रेवेन्यू होने वाला है, पार्ट ए ऑफ टैक्स रेवेन्यू, which is 10,95,500. This is our estimate. Along with that, you also have a liability to go back to the previous year and say, what was my estimate in 2020-2021? पिछले साल में मेरा estimate क्या था? My estimate in the last year was 1,30,000. Sorry, 13 lakh. I'm coming to the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, my estimate in the past year was 13 lakh. This year, my estimate is already down. It's already 10,95,000. The explanation for that also has to be provided. कि भाई पिछले साल last year your estimate was 13 lakh. This year your estimate is only 10,95,000. Why is it? Why is it going down? What is wrong? And then you also have to give the revised estimate. Ki exactly what happened after last year's financial year. Revised, it is again an estimate because you still don't have the actual numbers of the last quarter. आपके पास लास्ट क्वार्टर के नंबर नहीं होते हैं बिकॉज द बजट कम्स आउट इन February 21, राइट, एंड द फाइनेंशियल ईयर इज फ्रॉम April to March. So your numbers, this 8,93,000 should be till March 2021, but the budget is coming out in February, so you still don't have the final numbers. तो आपने बोला रिवाइज्ड एस्टिमेट मैं आपको दे देता हूँ बेस्ड अपॉन माई कैलकुलेशन ऑफ माई रेवेन्यूज इन द फर्स्ट 9 months. So my revised estimate is 8,93,000 crores. ये मैंने बोला कि revised estimate ये है मेरा. I'm revising my estimate of 13 lakh and I'm taking it down to 8,93,000 based upon whatever I have recovered, whatever revenue I have earned in this head. And then at the same time, you also have to provide the actual of the previous to previous year. एक्चुअल हमारे पास 2020 2021 का एक्चुअल नहीं है. वी डोंट हैव दैट एक्चुअल. We have the budget estimates and we have the revised estimates. Okay, and we have the budget estimates of the present year, of the year to come. I also have a responsibility to provide the actuals of the previous year. कि 2019-20 में क्या हुआ था, what was the actual number. Now this 2020-2021 revised estimate will become the actual of the next budget. Then this 8,93,000 will be revised again, and the again revised number will be the actual number, because then I will have all the data. तो मैं बताऊंगा कि भाई 2020-21 में my revised was 8,93,000, but in actual I received, let's say, 9 lakh. Okay, that was my actual number. Similarly, what is happening in this year's budget is, जो भी February में आया था, I'm providing actual of 1920 कि 1920 में actually में क्या हुआ था. My revised estimate was, let's say, 10 lakh, but in reality actually 10 lakh 37,000 was covered or was earned as revenues on taxes. Okay, so these are the different heads which come under the budget. I hope it's clear now. I hope this was the question. This is what I could figure uh, is meant by the question that you asked. If it's something else, you can anyways anytime give me a call. You have my number. All the enrolled students have my number, which is specifically for them, and you can get in touch with me and ask your question more specifically as well. With this, let me come to the next question. How to study simultaneously? Shrutika Deshmukh is asking for phase 1 and phase 2. That is our first question. थोड़े दिन पहले, before some days, we had a session on the same for RBI aspirants, wherein I discussed a study plan with you guys. I will try and have that session again. कल एक ट्राई करेंगे सेशन करने की, wherein I will try and discuss the same thing yet again, कि भाई कैसे अपना स्टडी प्लान बनाएं, how to prepare for phase 1 and phase 2 simultaneously. How to cover current affairs and static GK for phase 1 is a second question. I think I've already answered that. Soumya Sangeethan has a question. Whenever I try to read current affairs, I can read up to max 2 days. Then after that, I'm not able to maintain consistency. Again, comes back to consistency. Kitna bhi effort laga lo, if you're not consistent, you will not get through. If you're consistent, even if the effort is minimal, even if the effort is a little less than the other person, you will get through. Okay. I'm able to read economics, finance, etc., but not current affairs. एक टाइम बांध लो कि इस टाइम पे मुझे करंट अफेयर्स करना है, and then stick with it. I will give you my own example. I get up at, let's say, 5 o'clock or 5:30 in the morning. सबसे पहले I would spend 1 hour on exercising. मैं 1 घंटा एक्सरसाइज करता हूँ. 6:30 या 7 बजे, let's say I get free by 7. I would make a breakfast for myself, and simultaneously I would just open my newspaper or my tab and I would just go through the news of the day. मेरी आदत है, I start with the Economist in the morning. तो मैं Economist उठाता हूँ और and उसमें there is a section called as daily briefing. I pick that up and I read that. And then I read some more articles. And then I go on to Twitter. मैं Twitter पे जाता हूँ और वहाँ पे current affairs देखता हूँ. And using that, I go to different news channels, different websites, news websites. That is what I do. Okay, but you as an aspirant should be picking one newspaper in the morning. Apni exercise karo. If you want to have tea, have tea. If you want to have hot water, whatever you want. Have your breakfast, but do not please pick up anything where you are watching something. Read in the morning. Okay, it has to be light. It does not have to be heavy. One more thing that you can do is, which I remember my brother Anuj used to do, and I learned it from him, and he was very wise to do that, is that when we were preparing for UPSC, he would pick up the newspaper in the evening, because that is the time when you're tired. मेरी आदत है, मैं सुबह I pick it up once I'm cooking or once I'm getting ready. When I'm after my exercise, I'm sitting idle, I would always want to get back to news. His idea was to get back to news in the evening. What he would do is he would keep the newspaper for the day as soon as it arrives, and in the evening when he's tired, he would go and sit with his parents, our parents, and he would have tea or something with them. He would chat with them, and then while doing that, he would start reading the newspaper. And in 1.5 or 2 hours that he's sitting and having fun with the family, he would just read the newspaper as well. That is what he did, and it was so useful. It was very smart. So I would recommend that you can do something like that as well in order to cover the newspaper if you want to. This is only with respect to newspaper and not notes. If you're talking about current affairs notes, daily notes that you cover, then probably in the evening or the first thing in the morning. For that also, I would recommend that you do it in the evening because it becomes very tiring. आप phase 1 के current affairs करोगे, फिर phase 2 के current affairs करोगे, you might lose all energy, okay, by the time you're done with it. So I would recommend ki do it in the evening, don't do it in the morning, okay. But take out, even if you take out 30 minutes, even if you take out 45 minutes, it's good enough. Make sure that you're doing it every day. रोज करना है आपको consistently for the next 1 year. Only then you will see results. Otherwise results कहीं ना कहीं नहीं दिखेंगे. Okay. Okay, let's jump on to the next question. Abhinav Mahipal, I have enrolled in your finance management course, covered it once. Should I start with ESI now or should I do the revision of FM? What sources should I follow for ESI part? As I am want to, if I want to prepare it on my own, okay. When can we expect the RBI exam? I think a lot of students are asking here when can we expect the RBI exam and SEBI examination. When can we expect these two exams? देखो SEBI exam for 2021 is pending, so it should be out anytime from today till December. Nobody knows when it is going to be out. आज और दिसंबर के बीच में कभी भी आ सकता है. सो आई वुड स्ट्रांगली रिकमेंड एंड रिक्वेस्ट ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स कि भाई प्रिपेयर करो, अच्छे से प्रिपेयर करो प्लीज़, ओके. अदरवाइज प्रिपेयर नहीं करोगे, अभी नोटिफिकेशन आ जाएगा, नोटिफिकेशन के बाद नहीं कर पाओगे, यू विल नॉट हैव इनफ टाइम. नंबर 1. Number 2, RBI examination anytime between January and March 2022 it can come. So please, it is more comprehensive, it requires more preparation. Please start preparing for that as well. Otherwise you will lose out. You will lose out on your prep because it is descriptive also simultaneously, so you need to prepare for it. I hope that's clear. Then his next question is, I've already done finance management. You can revise it if you want to, but because you're still not done with ESI, I would recommend ki ESI cover karo. There is a new book by Nitin Singhania sir, and I'm still going through that book. It is meant for UPSC, but I find it better than Ramesh Singh. So if you've still not covered Ramesh Singh, I would recommend that you go through that book, Nitin Singhania sir's book. It is better. इन्फॉर्मेशन थोड़ी अच्छी लगी मुझे, ज़्यादा थोड़ा ज़्यादा ऑर्गेनाइज लगा, तो आप आई थिंक वो उठा सकते हो. यू कैन पिक दैट अप टू कवर द स्टैटिक पार्ट ऑफ ESI. इट विल बी वेरी हेल्पफुल. ओके, आई होप दैट आंसर्स योर क्वेश्चन. हर्षिका, हाउ टू कवर गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स इन 4 months? No need to take out 4 months. 10 days are enough. Spend complete 10 days for government schemes. एक टारगेट बना लो कि अगले 10 दिन में स्कीम्स कवर करनी है. If it is a 200-page document, 10 days, that means 20 pages every day. That is the minimum that I have to cover. In terms of pages, if you're unable to clarify for yourself how to complete it and how to measure if I'm going in the right direction with the right speed, measure it in terms of pages. It simplifies a lot of things. मुझे 200 पेज खत्म करने हैं अगले 10 दिन में. I'm going to cover a minimum of 20 pages every day. I can make it more than 20 if possible. I will try to, so that I can cover it faster. But 20 is the minimum target that I have. ये target रखो and stick to it. You will be able to cover it in 10 days. Okay. How to revise ESI static portion? Manan is asking effectively in very less time. देखो, ESI का रिविजन करने के लिए या किसी भी सब्जेक्ट का रिविजन करने के लिए you need 2 things. Number 1, how well have you internalized the subject that you're reading? And number 2, what kind of notes have you made so that you can revise things faster? What is the importance of notes and what is the purpose of notes? To help you revise. That is the only purpose of notes. So if you have created your own notes, then you can use those to revise it faster. Let's say you have not created your own notes. Then you cover the entire ESI static portion 2-3 times so that you can internalize it faster. And the moment you have internalized it, that is the moment when you would be like, okay, now I remember majority of it, even without revising it, or even without covering it regularly. I remember most of it. कोई मुझसे पूछेगा महालानोबिस मुझे याद है, कोई मुझसे पूछेगा गाडगिल मुझे याद है, कोई मुझसे पूछेगा सी रंगराजन मुझे याद है, कोई मुझसे पूछेगा नरसिम्हम कमेटी के रिकमेंडेशंस क्या थे, मुझे याद है. वाई? बिकॉज नाउ आई हैव इंटरनलाइज्ड इट. यू नीड टू डू द सेम थिंग. एक मसल मेमोरी होती है, जो जो काम हम रिपीट करते हैं, रोज रिपीटेडली करते हैं, इट बिकम्स अ पार्ट ऑफ मसल मेमोरी. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आई हैव दिस हैबिट ऑफ picking up my phone and looking at it after every 10 minutes. What is this? This is my muscle memory. So if I want to get rid of this habit, it is going to take some time. To create muscle memory also, it takes time. Similarly, to convert your knowledge and information, whatever you have read, into a muscle memory, it is going to take some time. You have to repeat it. You have to cover it every day. You have to repeat it again and again and again. And you can very well do it. ESI 2-3 बार पढ़ोगे, चाहे नोट से पढ़ो चाहे बिना नोट्स के पढ़ो, एक बार मसल मेमोरी क्रिएट हो जाएगी, देन इट विल बी इंटरनलाइज्ड. आई होप दैट्स क्लियर. ओके. Yashi Gupta is asking a question in finance. How much in-depth study is required for this paper? Stick to the course. You're all enrolled students. That is more than enough. उससे ज़्यादा पढ़ भी नहीं सकते हो, बहुत डेप्थ में दिया हुआ है. ओके. Manan, is ESI static portion important for phase 1 of NABARD? Less important, but it is still important. 4-5 क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं. Mugdha is asking a question. Can you tell me which newspaper to specifically follow for essay writing for building? देखो, न्यूज़पेपर से एसे राइटिंग का कनेक्शन जो है वो डायरेक्ट नहीं है. देर इज अ कनेक्शन बट इट इज़ नॉट अ डायरेक्ट कनेक्शन. ओके, डायरेक्ट कनेक्शन नहीं है, इनडायरेक्ट कनेक्शन है. अ स्मार्टर मेथड टू कवर एसे, देर इज अनदर स्मार्टर मेथड टू कवर एसे. और वो स्मार्टर मेथड क्या है? वो ये है कि आपने 3 टॉपिक्स आइडेंटिफाई किए. यू आइडेंटिफाई 3 टॉपिक्स and now you're covering those 3 topics in one day. You're researching on them, you're spending time on them, and you're covering them in the entire day. At the end of the day, you've covered these 3 essay topics. If any one of these 3 subjects or these 3 topics strike in the examination, then you will be very confident. It is a much smarter and a much faster way than covering it through newspaper, jahan pe every day you are, collecting some information, accumulating some information. Okay, I hope it's clear. Finite Success is asking, grade up and test book are having less costly. Are they bad? How is your course better than them? लाइव सेशन से आप खुद पता कर सकते हो. देखो, एक चीज़ है जो मैं बहुत टाइम से फॉलो करता आया हूँ, एंड आई सी अ लॉट ऑफ माई टीम मेम्बर्स जो भी हम साथ में काम करते हैं. आई मेड इट अ पॉइंट दैट दे ऑल्सो फॉलो इट, और अब धीरे धीरे सब फॉलो करते हैं. वी मेक आवर ओन डिसीजंस इन लाइफ. ओके, वाई डू वी डू दैट? वी डू दैट बिकॉज I have realized, and I'm certain all of you must have realized, that we are living in an era where marketing has taken over everything. Right? आप जहाँ भी जाओगे, आपने गूगल, आप घर पे बैठे हो, यू सिटिंग विद योर फैमिली, लेट्स से आप अपनी मॉम के साथ बैठे हो, एंड यू आर लाइक, मम्मी मैं सोच रहा हूँ आरबीआई का एग्जाम लिख देता हूँ यूपीएससी के साथ. एंड देन यू पिक अप योर फोन एंड देन यू ओपन यूट्यूब, और यू ओपन, लेट्स से गूगल भी खोला आपने, यू वुड सी सम काइंड ऑफ एड. या तो मेरा एड दिखेगा या किसी और का एड दिखेगा. Because it is listening to whatever you're saying. It picked up on that keyword that you said while you were talking with your mom, RBI. और उन्होंने वो उठा के उसका तुम्हें ऐड दिखा दिया. That is the power of marketing today. So you have to realize that you have to make sure that you're making your own decisions. How do you take your own decisions? YouTube पे आए हो, ऐसे सेशंस मेरे साथ कर रहे हो, ऐसे ही सेशंस उनके साथ भी करो. And then you make your own decision. You take your own decision, decide for yourself who is a better teacher, who is a more reliable teacher, who as a teacher understands the subject better, who has more command over the subject. You can easily do it. The moment you stop relying on others for your decisions will be the moment when you start taking the right decisions. Okay, otherwise decisions हमेशा गलत होंगे. I hope that clarifies. Next पे आते हैं. There are topics like HRD, HRM which are not mentioned in the syllabus but they have been added in the app. Yes, they have not been removed from the application because syllabus change होने के बाद भी questions were asked from HRM this year, and I knew that they will ask questions from HRM because it is such an important topic. You just cannot skip it. और questions आए थे और questions आएंगे future में भी. So please, whatever has been provided in the syllabus by me, whatever has been provided in the course, take it very seriously. Okay. Aishwarya is asking a question. How do I make economics strong? I read macro portion of NCRT and started your videos. But I still feel I haven't understood the concepts yet. Repeat it. Repetition is the key here. Microeconomics is full of formula and graphs. You need not cover microeconomics for ESI, RBI. मैंने पढ़ाया भी नहीं है. I've not even taught it. So please don't cover microeconomics. Okay. Anshul is asking a question. I'm from science background. I like finance and economics now. My doubt is that sometimes in descriptive answer writing, I start explaining an important term from the very basics and deviate from question. Practice. Come back to the question, stick to the question, compress the question, compress and repeat it in your own words, and then start with the answer. Decide in advance. The good thing about RBI examination is that in descriptive paper you don't have to write a lot of questions. आपको 6 क्वेश्चंस दिए जाएंगे, उसमें से 4 ही लिखने हैं बस. So you don't have to be in a hurry. It is not like UPSC where you have to answer 15 questions. 15 questions in 3 hours is a lot. 4 questions in 1.5 hours is not a lot. That means 8 questions in 3 hours, half of what UPSC aspirants right now are writing. So 4 questions in 1.5 hours is not a lot. You will have enough time to decide and structure your answer. तो आपको आंसर लिखते हुए भी यही करना है. व्हेन यू प्रैक्टिसिंग, स्ट्रक्चर योर आंसर, structure and decide in advance how much time are you going to spend, how much words are you going to spend on each area, जैसे एसए में करते हैं. ओके, सेम चीज करनी है. Mahima Sittu is asking a question again and again that she's preparing for UPSC. Which book should she follow for RBI? देखो, RBI के लिए भी एक बुक नहीं है जैसे UPSC के लिए एक बुक नहीं है. There are a lot of sources that you can use. Okay, बहुत सारे sources हैं जो आप use कर सकते हो. Just like UPSC, there are a lot of sources which are going to be useful. If you go with the course, of course, the objective of the course is to eliminate all those sources for you. तो आप वो sources eliminate कर पाओगे बहुत आसानी से. Then you don't need to pick up those sources. Okay. If you go on for self study, there is a book list available on YouTube on my channel. आप गूगल भी करोगे, यूट्यूब पे जाके सर्च करोगे अनुज जिंदल बुक लिस्ट फॉर आरबीआई, यू विल फाइंड द लेटेस्ट वीडियो. वहाँ से आप सारी बुक्स उठा सकते हो. ओके, आई होप दैट आंसर्स योर क्वेश्चन. ओके, मुकुल इज आस्किंग अ क्वेश्चन. साहू का तो हमने क्वेश्चन, साहा का क्वेश्चन हमने आई थिंक ले लिया था. Majority of the questions have been taken. जो भी बचे हैं उनको बाद में लेंगे. Let me pick up some questions from you guys who are sitting here for a long time. UPSC prelims postpone होगा या नहीं होगा? I don't think so. अभी तो ऐसा सिनेरियो नहीं है that postpone होना चाहिए या postpone नहीं होगा. I don't think that will happen. It will be held on 10th only. Very high chances unless something very drastic happens. That reminds me, I think this is something that you guys are not aware about. Let me just share something with you since some of you guys might be UPSC aspirants. तो एक बार वो share करते हैं. Let's see if there are any other questions. When will SEBI notification? I think I've answered that already. What is the probability of cracking RBI if we start preparing for RBI today if we have no background in finance? देखो, कभी तो start करना पड़ेगा ना. If you don't start today, then the examination of 2022 will finish by September October next year. September October तक खत्म होगा एग्जाम. उसके बाद फिर आप सेम क्वेश्चन पूछोगे, राइट? You will end up asking the same question again. When should I start? If I start today, will I clear the examination or not? So there is no perfect date to start. You just have to start as soon as you get time. जैसे ही आपने डिसाइड किया कि मुझे I have to prepare and I want to prepare for this exam, you have to start. Okay, that is very important. Okay, I'm going to share with you a link of a new channel which has been created by me only for UPSC examinations because I don't want कि हमारे present channel पे clutter हो और students confuse हो. तो एक नया channel create किया गया है which is specifically meant for UPSC aspirants. उसमें UPSC से related जो भी exams हैं उनको उठाया जाएगा. Those examinations will be picked up. Those subjects will be picked up. To start with, I have started with economy because that is my forte. तो economy से start किया है. economy के past year analysis करना start कर दिया है. Okay, economy का past year analysis ख़त्म हो जाएगा. उसके बाद we will be starting with something else. But UPSC prelims के regarding and along with that UPSC prelims के साथ साथ along with that all the other UPSC examinations that are coming up, for example AFSC भी आएगा, EPFO भी आएगा. If those examinations come up in the future, in the near future, they will also be posted there as well. Okay, उनको हम नए चैनल पे ही डालेंगे. आई एम शेयरिंग द लिंक अगेन. यू कैन यूज दिस लिंक टू सब्सक्राइब इफ़ यू वांट टू. एक दो वीडियोस डाली हैं. एक वीडियो में पास्ट ईयर एनालिसिस किया है. गो थ्रू दैट. इट विल हेल्प यू अलॉट इन योर यूपीएससी प्रेप. ओके, it will not be postponed, chances are very less. SEBI notification, I've already told you about that. Vignesh is asking, can we cover SEBI grade A paper 2 in 2 months? Very much possible. Very much possible. You have done masters in accounting and finance. Very much possible. It can come out anywhere in November or December. उससे पहले भी आ सकता है, but chances are less. But I would recommend that you start immediately. You have a lot of information. You have a lot of knowledge. Masters in accounting and finance. You should be in SEBI. Okay, you have to make sure that you work hard enough. How hard is it? Harshit is asking to clear the interview round for someone with no job experience. It is not difficult. Believe me, it is not that difficult as it sounds. Please don't repeat the same question again. Some people are repeating the same question again, even if, when I've answered this. Book list, study point is asking book list for RBI Grade B. I have already created a video on the book list. You can just Google by going on YouTube. You can just search Anuj Jindal book list for RBI. Latest video आपको मिल जाएगी. Okay. Satyam is asking month bracket for government schemes. There is no month bracket. जितना cover कर लोगे उतना कम है. The more you cover, the better. जितना cover कर लोगे उतना कम है when it comes to government schemes. Okay. So cover that big pile that comes for UPSC and RBI. हम भी एक RBI का पूरा सेक्शन बनाते हैं, पाइल निकालते हैं. एक one booklet is released which covers all the government schemes. Use that. No, RBI notification is not going to come under CET. वो clarify हो चुका है. Bharat is asking how to prepare for both UPSC and RBI together like a daily planner. I will try and have that very, very soon. Okay. Will your new channel here? No, the new channel is specifically for UPSC aspirants. This channel is specifically for RBI aspirants. Okay. Sandeep is asking a question. NABARD grade A. What is the question? How can I prepare for RBI grade B without coaching? You can very well, first of all, prepare without any guidance. That is number one. कोई भी prepare कर सकता है बिना guidance के. Number two, कैसे प्रिपेयर करना है उसके लिए योर फर्स्ट टारगेट इज टू अंडरस्टैंड द सिलेबस. सेकेंड, देन यू क्रिएट योर ओन प्लानर. मैंने एक प्लानर भी यूट्यूब पे बताया हुआ है, डेली प्लानर. यू क्रिएट योर ओन प्लानर यूजिंग दैट प्लानर. नंबर टू. थर्ड, यू गो थ्रू पास्ट ईयर पेपर्स एंड यू गो थ्रू द सोर्सेज दैट यू विल बी नीडिंग एंड देन यू स्टार्ट विद योर प्रिपरेशन. ये जो चारों स्टेप्स हैं, ये चारों स्टेप्स यूट्यूब पे हमारे चैनल पे अवेलेबल हैं. यूज दो स्टेप्स. आई विल गिव यू एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ मनोज सर ओनली, जो मेरे बड़े भाई हैं. He prepared for UPSC without taking any coaching, but after his first attempt mein he got 600 something rank, and his score in English was very less. English essay, he scored somewhere in 90s, and I scored somewhere around 138 139, which was a very good score. So he felt that he needs some kind of guidance in English because he's so weak there. He's doing something wrong. That is why his score was so bad. And he took coaching from some small coaching institute which was specifically meant for essay writing. वहाँ से उन्होंने coaching लिया essay writing का. And in the next attempt, when he got through IAS and his rank was 150 something, his rank was 53. His score in English was almost highest in the country. I think his score was 169. If I don't remember it incorrectly, and the highest score was 171. So almost highest. So from 90 something to 169. How was that possible? Because he realized that something is wrong and he needs guidance of someone to make it right. And he used that smartly. तो जो हम लोग आपको पढ़ाते हैं, that is meant to help you score better. आपका improve करने के लिए है score. आपको push देने के लिए है. If you feel that you don't need it, you prepare it on your own. जैसे उन्होंने GS he prepared on by himself, optional he prepared by himself. That is how you should be doing it. I hope that's clear. Okay. NABARD grade A. देखो NABARD grade A, we are talking every day about NABARD grade A. The examination is supposed to be held on 18th एंड आई एम सिटिंग विद स्टूडेंट्स ऑलमोस्ट एवरी डे. जिस तरह से मैं पढ़ा रहा हूँ, जो मैंने आपको टाइम टेबल दिया है, द टाइम टेबल विच वॉज गिवन टू यू फॉर द लास्ट 30 days, please keep following that. Please make changes to that according to your own needs, and then follow whatever timetable you decide and whatever timetable you make. Okay. Pradyumnan is asking insights on EPFO, APFC. Yes, I will make that. But I would request all the students कि जो मैंने free में past year papers डाले हैं, please go through those past year papers. Okay. जो भी past year papers डाले हैं, please go through those past year papers. 2002, 2004, 2012 and 2015 के past year papers मैं already डाल चुका हूँ. Let me share the link with you. आई एम शेयरिंग द लिंक विद यू गाइज. वहाँ पे पास्ट ईयर पेपर्स देखो, दैट विल हेल्प यू अंडरस्टैंड बेटर. वी विल हैव लाइव सेशंस ऑन APFC वेरी वेरी सून. उसमें सिलेबस वगैरह भी डिस्कस करूँगा. फ्रॉम वेयर टू रेफर PIB करंट अफेयर्स इज हेल्ड एवरी डे बाय मनीष सर. प्लीज़ यूज़ दैट. बहुत अच्छा पढ़ाते हैं, बहुत अच्छे से कवर करते हैं. उससे ज़्यादा डेप्थ में कहीं नहीं मिलेगा. प्लीज़ यूज़ दैट. ओके. Yes, Ashwin, 50% discounts सारे available होते हैं. You can just talk with the team uh, which looks after the entire student feedback and everything, और उनसे बात कर सकते हो. They will be sending you the link. Any preferable degree course to project positive image in front of RBI interview panel, because there is a wide range of marks being given. देखो, सबसे पहले सर्वज्ञा, you have to ask yourself what is your area of interest. That is the first question and the most important one. आपका interest क्या है? If you find economics interesting, do an MA in English, economics. If you find commerce interesting, do an MCom. If you find finance interesting, or let's say you find business administration interesting, do an MBA. Okay. If you find political science interesting, do an MA in Pol Science. You can do anything. This is your first step. Second step is, तो आपने एक exhaustive list बना दी. Okay, these are my areas of interest जहाँ से मैं कुछ ना कुछ डिग्री कोर्स करना चाहती हूँ. Then the second step is, okay, among these areas of interest, what is it that RBI would find better? And there is a very simple answer to that. Whatever is connected with banking, economics and finance, banking, economics, finance and management also, because RBI Grade B is about management. So banking, economics, finance, management, whatever among these four is in line or is in sync with your areas of interest, you figure that out और उसमें से आप कोई भी एक परस्यू कर लो. लेट्स से MA in economics, MBA, MA, let's say MCom, CFA, CPA, FRM. Okay, these are all courses that you can, any of these courses you can very well take before going in front of the interview board. Okay, कहीं ना कहीं आपको हेल्प करेगा ही करेगा. Okay. एडवांटेज ऑफ BA इकोनॉमिक्स ऑनर्स, कोई एडवांटेज स्पेसिफिकली नहीं मिलता है. देयर the marks that the interview board gives you is more dependent on how you perform in those 15 minutes and not completely dependent upon your background as per your resume. That resume is only meant to help them understand your personality and your areas of interest. Then they judge you whether your areas of interest, whatever you mentioned, are you good enough in those or not. Okay. Chinmay is asking, I'm a BCom graduate and preparing for IBPS. Will there be any chance that I can make it? Yes, of course. Why not? कभी तो स्टार्ट करोगे, और आज स्टार्ट करोगे तभी एग्जाम की तैयारी अच्छे से कर पाओगे. ओके. नो, Palash is saying RBI Grade B, will it change its pattern? No, it will not change its pattern. Certainly not. Okay. EPFO, APFC और RBI Grade B, which one to focus? देखो, दोनों बिल्कुल अलग अलग एग्जाम्स हैं. EPFO, APFC अभी एक तो नोटिफिकेशन नहीं आया है, नंबर 1. ओके, एंड इट हैज़ नॉट हैपन्ड सिंस 2015, नंबर 2. तो ये जो रूमर्स चल रहे हैं, तो पता नहीं कब होगा एग्जाम, नंबर 3. ओके. सेकेंडली, द सिलेबस इज कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट. सो इफ यू प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर RBI, you're not completely prepared for APFC. If you're preparing for APFC, you're not completely prepared for RBI. Okay. तो आप एक चूज नहीं कर सकते. आई थिंक इफ यू डिसाइड टू गो फॉर दीज एग्जाम्स, you go for both. Otherwise, you go for, if you want to go for any one, then I would very honestly recommend something like RBI. Why? Because it comes out regularly. I don't know if APFC is going to come out or not. इफ़ यू वांट टू पुट इन लेस एफर्ट्स तो फिर एपीएफसी करिए, बिकॉज वहाँ पे एक ही लेवल है, देन देर इज़ एन इंटरव्यू डायरेक्टली, एक लेवल और फिर इंटरव्यू, सो इट्स ईजियर. ओके. UGC NET Labor Welfare HRM available. It was created, but there are a very less number of students. If you want to have HRM ka coverage for UGC NET, you can talk to my team and they will guide you. Archana is asking, this is my last question for today. My quant is not good. After solving many questions, I'm still not gaining confidence. Please suggest how to work on it. वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन. आई विल गिव यू द परफेक्ट आंसर फॉर दिस. देखो, मैथ्स की जो प्रिपरेशन होती है, इट वर्क्स लाइक दिस. ये एक प्लेटू है. आई होप आपको दिख रहा है, ये एक प्लेटू है. ओके. और ये एक, दिस इज अ क्लाइंब, दिस इज अ लैडर. तो व्हाट विल हैपन इज, वंस यू स्टार्ट प्रिपेयरिंग, यू विल फील कि यार इंप्रूवमेंट हो रहा है, इंप्रूवमेंट हो रहा है. बट आफ्टर अ वेरी शॉर्ट स्पैन ऑफ टाइम, योर प्रिपरेशन विल प्लेटू आउट लाइक दिस. इस तरह से प्लेटू आउट, फ्लैट हो जाएगी. And then for probably a month, 15 days, 10 days, every person's plateau is different. Okay. तो 10-15 दिन के लिए क्या होगा, एक महीने के लिए क्या होगा, इट विल बी फ्लैट. एंड देन यू विल बी लाइक, ओ आई एम नॉट इम्प्रूविंग, probably I'm doing something wrong, something is not right, I should stop and ask myself what should I do. You will start doubting yourself. Don't do that. ये आपने गेन किया लैडर, देन यू प्लेटू आउट. कीप कंसिस्टेंटली फोकसिंग ऑन improving every day. वो प्लेटू रहेगा. आफ्टर अ सर्टन पॉइंट यू विल सी अनदर शिफ्ट. एक आपको शिफ्ट दिखेगा ऐसे. यू विल सी अ सडन राइज इन योर परफॉर्मेंस. ओके. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यू आर राइटिंग 30 questions every day, you're practicing 30 questions every day. Once you started practicing, your score improved from, let's say, 5 to 15, and now it's stuck on 15. For the next 15 days, let's say it's stuck on 15. On the 16th day, you will be like, okay, now it is 16. Now it is not 15, it is 16. On the next day, you will see, now it is 17. And then it will start rising again. Then it will get stuck again at, let's say, 18. It will get stuck again at 18. फिर वहाँ पे वो कुछ टाइम रहेगा. It will stay there for, let's say, another 15-20 days or a month. And then it will rise again to, let's say, 20. So this is how maths works. You keep practicing, there is a plateau, and then there is a sudden shift. There is a sudden increase. Okay. So keep preparing. Make sure that you are preparing in the right direction. That is very important. अलग अलग बुक्स उठा के टेक योर ओन डिसीजंस की कौन सी बुक अच्छी है, कौन से क्वेश्चंस अच्छे हैं, कौन से क्वेश्चंस में मुझे चैलेंज हो रहा है. Even if I'm answering it incorrectly, doesn't matter. My mind has to be challenged every day in every question that I'm practicing. Okay. And then you will see automatically, after the plateau is over, you will see a sudden rise in your performance. ठीक है. चलो, सो दिस वॉज आस्क मी एनीथिंग सेशन. आई होप इट वॉज यूजफुल. हर हफ्ते इसको करेंगे सेशन को, जिससे कि मैं आपको रेगुलरली मोटिवेट कर सकूं. समबडी इज़ आस्किंग अबाउट कोर्स इन्फॉर्मेशन. मैं नॉर्मली देता नहीं हूं, बिकॉज फिर स्टूडेंट्स को लगता है कि मैं मार्केटिंग कर रहा हूं. इफ़ यू वांट टू हैव इन्फॉर्मेशन अबाउट द कोर्स, यू कैन विजिट दिस लिंक. यहाँ पर सारी डिटेल्स अवेलेबल हैं कोर्स के बारे में. Tushar is asking about course information. यहाँ पर सारी information है. You can have a look at the course yourself. पूरा खुद check करिए और फिर if you want to enroll. If you want to prepare yourself, you can talk with me, or you can, जो मैंने steps बताए हैं 4, please follow those steps. They will help you a lot in preparing for the examination perfectly. ठीक है. चलो, all the best guys. Take care. Bye bye. Have a good night. I will see you again next week with another session, and I will see you on Monday with NABARD questions for the upcoming NABARD examination. Bye-bye.